Hello everyone and welcome back. Actor and director Tom Hanks is from the United States. He is well known for his dramatic and humorous parts. He is considered as an American cultural icon and one of the most well-known and well-recognized cinema stars in the world. Hanks is the fourth highest grossing actor in North America with over $4.9 billion in domestic box office receipts and over $9.96 billion globally. In this video, we will go through every film that Tom Hanks appeared in between 1980 and 2022. As you guys may have noticed that this channel has few subscribers and very little watch time as of this video. We need your help desperately to grow this channel. Please watch our video in full and don't forget to subscribe. A psychotic killer searches for beautiful brides to satisfy his thirst for blood while a cop whose bride had been killed years before tries to hunt him down before he kills another one. He Knows You're Alone is a 1980 American slasher film directed by Armand Mastriani and written by Scott Parker. Alan is rescued from drowning by a mermaid. Years later, he returns to the same location, manages to fall into the sea, and is rescued by the mermaid. Splash is a 1984 American fantasy romantic comedy film directed by Ron Howard from a screenplay by Lowell Gans, Babalu Mandel, and Bruce J. Friedman, and a story by Friedman and producer Brian Grazer. On the eve of his wedding to his longtime girlfriend, Debbie, unassuming nice guy Rick is dragged out for a night of debauchery by his friends. The gang includes Cocky Jay, the self-appointed ringleader of the party, and depressed, recently divorced Brad. Along the way, they run into Debbie's wealthy, disapproving father and her ex-boyfriend, Cole, who attempt to stop the wedding in an unexpected way. Bachelor Party is a 1984 American sex comedy film directed by Neil Israel, written by Israel and Pat Proft. As government official Cooper plays a nasty game of one-upmanship with his rival in hopes of landing a promotion, he is deceived into believing that unassuming violinist Richard is involved in international espionage. Cooper sends his top operative, the gorgeous Maddie, to charm Richard into giving himself away. The naive musician, however, is completely clueless about political intrigue and, sadly, believes he has met the woman of his dreams. The Man with One Red Shoe is a 1985 American comedy film directed by Stan Dragotti. Hoping to avoid gambling debts, rich playboy Lawrence Bourne stows away on a plane of Peace Corps volunteers set for Thailand. Once aboard, he meets the outrageously affable Tom Tuttle, who shows him the ropes. After landing, the crew is stationed in a small town where they are to construct a bridge. Along with the lovely and altruistic Beth Wexler, the group begins work but soon discovers the CIA, communists, and a drug lord are eyeing the bridge. Volunteers is a 1985 American comedy film directed by Nicholas Meyer and starring Tom Hanks and John Candy. A young couple uses their life savings to buy a dilapidated house that needs major repairs. This causes problems between the couple. The Money Pit is a 1986 American comedy film directed by Richard Benjamin. An accomplished advertising executive has to deal with the troublesome consequences of his parents divorcing each other after 36 years of marital union. Nothing in Common is a 1986 American comedy drama film directed by Gary Marshall. Protestant pilot David falls in love with Sarah, an attractive Jew, while on medical leave in Jerusalem. However, they are painfully aware that their cultural differences will always be a problem. Every Time We Say Goodbye is a 1986 American drama film starring Tom Hanks and Christina Marsalak. Sergeant Joe Friday and his brilliant team of investigators try to accumulate clues and track down criminals responsible for notorious crimes in Los Angeles. Dragnet is a 1987 American buddy cop comedy film directed and co-written by Tom Mankiewicz in his directorial debut. Starring Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks. A 13-year-old boy wishes to get bigger in size with the help of a fortune-telling machine. When he wakes up the next morning, he discovers that his wish has been fulfilled. Big is a 1988 American fantasy comedy drama film directed by Penny Marshall. A bankrupt comedian takes a housewife under his wing to teach her the ropes of stand-up comedy. The duo finds their friendship threatened when a TV station organizes a telecast of their performance. Punchline is a 1988 American comedy drama film written and directed by David Seltzer and distributed by Columbia Pictures. Ray Peterson is convinced that his new neighbors, the Klopeks, practice cannibalism. Along with the help of his pal Ricky, Ray sets out to find the truth about his new neighbors. The Burbs is a 1989 American black comedy film directed by Joe Dante. Detective Turner leads an orderly life until it is disrupted by Hooch, a brutish dog that's the sole witness to a murder. Hooch is not only set in his ways, but also distressed over his owner's murder. Turner and Hooch is a 1989 American buddy cop comedy film starring Tom Hanks and Beasley the dog as the eponymous characters respectively. Joe is diagnosed with an incurable disease. He quits his dehumanizing job and wishes to live like a king, die like a man, but for that, he must jump into a live volcano to appease the volcano god. Joe Versus the Volcano is a 1990 American romantic comedy film written and directed by John Patrick Shanley. A hotshot investment banker gets into trouble when his mistress kills an African-American teen by mistake. The Bonfire of the Vanities is a 1990 American satirical black comedy film directed and produced by Brian De Palma. Two young boys try to transform their toy into an airplane after their stepfather turns abusive. They wish to escape the physical abuse and fly away to safety. Radio Flyer is a 1992 American drama fantasy film directed by Richard Donner and written by David Mickey Evans. Dottie and Kit are drafted into a professional baseball league along with several other women. However, things take a turn when Jimmy, an alcoholic and a former star, is forced to manage them. A League of Their Own is a 1992 American sports comedy drama film directed by Penny Marshall that tells a fictionalized account of the real-life All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. Realizing that Sam has still not come to terms with his wife Maggie's death, his 8-year-old son Jonah forces him to call a national radio talk show with the hopes of finding him a companion. Sleepless in Seattle is a 1993 American romantic comedy drama film directed by Nora Ephron. A young Philadelphia lawyer who is infected with AIDS keeps his homosexuality hidden from his employers. When he is suddenly dismissed, he hires a homophobic lawyer for a wrongful dismissal suit. Philadelphia is a 1993 American legal drama film written by Ron Niswaner, directed by Jonathan Demme. Forrest, a man with low IQ, recounts the early years of his life when he found himself in the middle of key historical events. All he wants now is to be reunited with his childhood sweetheart, Jenny. Forrest Gump is a 1994 American comedy drama film directed by Robert Zemeckis and written by Eric Roth. Astronauts Lovell, Hayes, and Swigert of the Apollo 13 moon mission find themselves stranded when their spacecraft gets damaged. Soon, NASA tries to bring them back before it is too late. Apollo 13 is a 1995 American space docudrama film directed by Ron Howard. Woody, a good-hearted cowboy doll who belongs to a young boy named Andy, sees his position as Andy's favorite toy jeopardized when his parents buy him a Buzz Lightyear action figure. Even worse, the arrogant Buzz thinks he's a real spaceman on a mission to return to his home planet. When Andy's family moves to a new house, Woody and Buzz must escape the clutches of maladjusted neighbor Sid Phillips and reunite with their boy. Toy Story is a 1995 American computer-animated comedy film directed by John Lasseter. Tom did voiceover role of Sheriff Woody. In the 1960s, a pop rock band recruits jazz lover guy whose refreshing beats catapult them towards success. But they are also one of the many bands that try to emulate the Beatles. That Thing You Do is a 1996 American comedy film co-starring, written, and directed by Tom Hanks. During the Normandy invasion of World War II, Captain John Miller is assigned the task of searching for Private James Ryan, whose 3 brothers have already been killed in the war. Saving Private Ryan is a 1998 American epic war film directed by Steven Spielberg and written by Robert Rodat. The owner of a bookstore chain meets the owner of a quaint little bookshop online and they fall in love with each other. However, they are unaware that they are actually business rivals. You've Got Mail is a 1998 American romantic comedy drama film directed by Nora Ephron and starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. When Woody is kidnapped by a greedy toy collector and is nowhere to be found, Buzz and his friends set out to rescue him. However, Woody gets tempted by the idea of becoming immortal in a museum. Toy Story 2 is a 1999 American computer-animated film produced by Pixar Animation Studios for Walt Disney Pictures. Tom did voiceover role of Sheriff Woody. Paul, the head guard of a prison, meets an inmate, John, an African-American who is accused of murdering 2 girls. His life changes drastically when he discovers that John has a special gift. The Green Mile is a 1999 American epic fantasy drama film written and directed by Frank Darabont and based on Stephen King's 1996 novel of the same name. After a deadly plane crash, Chuck Noland finds himself marooned on a desolate island. With no way to escape, Chuck must find ways to survive in his new home. Cast Away is a 2000 American survival drama film directed and produced by Robert Zemeckis. An assassin is on the run after his son witnesses a murder committed by his boss. He is torn between being loyal to his boss and saving his own child. Road to Perdition is a 2002 American crime film directed by Sam Mendes. Notorious con artist Frank Abagnale has duped people worth millions of dollars with his masterful art of deception. With his scams getting bolder, he is soon pursued by FBI agent Carl Hannity. Catch Me If You Can is a 2002 American biographical crime comedy drama film directed and produced by Steven Spielberg. A college professor gathers a bunch of thieves and hatches a plan to rob a casino. When an old woman gets on their trail, they decide to kill her. The Ladykillers is a 2004 American black comedy crime thriller film directed by Joel and Ethan Coen. Victor Navorsky gets stranded at an airport when war rages in his country. He is forced by the officials to stay at the airport until his original identity is confirmed. The Terminal is a 2004 American comedy drama film produced and directed by Steven Spielberg. A cosmetic saleswoman goes on the run after accidentally killing a carload of Elvis Presley impersonators. Elvis Has Left the Building is a 2004 black comedy film directed by Joel Zwick. A young boy boards a train and embarks on an extraordinary journey to the North Pole to meet Santa Claus. His life takes a turn after he encounters special people that make his journey memorable. The Polar Express is a 2004 American computer-animated adventure film co-written and directed by Robert Zemeckis. Tom Hanks did voiceover of the conductor, Hero Boy, Father, Scrooge, Santa Claus, and Hobo. Symbologist Robert Langdon travels from Paris to London to unravel a bizarre murder. Accompanied by a cryptographer, he soon comes across a religious enigma protected by an age-old secret society. The Da Vinci Code is a 2006 American mystery thriller film directed by Ron Howard, written by Akiva Goldsman. Lightning McQueen, a racing car, learns a hard lesson in life when he damages a lot of property in Radiator Springs. His task is to repair the damage done before he can get back on the road. Cars is a 2006 American computer-animated sports comedy film produced by Pixar Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures. Tom did voiceover cameo of Woody Carr. Charlie Wilson, a congressman, let go of his cavalier lifestyle to support the Afghan troops against Soviet invaders with the help of Joanne Herring, a socialite. Charlie Wilson's War is a 2007 American biographical comedy drama film based on the story of U.S. Congressman Charlie Wilson and CIA operative Gus Avercotos. Homer accidentally pollutes a lake of Springfield. When the town blames him for it, he decides to save the city and his family. The Simpsons movie is a 2007 American animated comedy film based on the long-running animated sitcom The Simpsons. Tom did voiceover cameo as himself. Defying his father and dropping out of law school, aspiring writer Troy Gable looks for a way to gain some meaningful life experience. Troy gets that and more when he takes a job with Buck Howard, a vainglorious mentalist who hopes to reinvigorate his fading career by staging a big comeback. The Great Buck Howard is a 2008 American comedy drama film directed by Sean McGinley. Robert, a symbologist, tries his best to stop a secret society from destroying Vatican City. He seeks to decipher various clues in the process, most of which lead him to the four altars of science. Angels and Demons is a 2009 American mystery thriller film directed by Ron Howard and written by Akiva Goldsman and David Koepp. Before Andy leaves for college, his toys are mistakenly delivered to a daycare center. Woody convinces the other toys that they were not dumped and leads them on an expedition back home. Toy Story 3 is a 2010 American computer-animated comedy drama film produced by Pixar Animation Studios for Walt Disney Pictures. Tom did voiceover role of Sheriff Woody. Larry CROWNE, a team leader at a big box company, is asked to quit his job. He enrolls himself in college to give his life a new direction and develops a crush on Mercedes, his teacher. Larry CROWNE is a 2011 American romantic comedy film. The film was produced and directed by Hanks, who co-wrote its screenplay with Nia Vardalos. Oscar, a child suffering from a developmental disorder, sets out to discover a message left by his father when he accidentally comes across a mysterious key. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close is a 2011 American drama film directed by Stephen Daldry and written by Eric Roth. 6 individuals belonging to different generations go on an emotional ride while exploring how human actions impact the lives of their loved ones in this ever-changing world. Cloud Atlas is a 2012 epic science fiction film written and directed by the Wachowskis and Tom Tykwer. Somali pirates attack the Maersk Alabama, a container ship, while it is on its course to Kenya. Richard Phillips, the captain of the ship, uses his wits to negotiate with them to save his crew. Captain Phillips is a 2013 American biographical action thriller film directed by Paul Greengrass. London's Pamela Travers, a financially crunched author, visits Los Angeles to meet Walt Disney, who is very keen to adapt her Mary Poppins for the cinema. But his methods do not meet her approval. Saving Mr. Banks is a 2013 biographical drama film directed by John Lee Hancock from a screenplay written by Kelly Marcel and Sue Smith. James B. Donovan defends an alleged KGB spy, Rudolph Abel, in the U.S. courts. He is eventually called upon to negotiate an exchange of Rudolph with a U.S. pilot, Francis Powers, who was caught in the USSR. Bridge of Spies is a 2015 historical drama film directed and co-produced by Steven Spielberg, written by Matt Charman and the Coen brothers. 14-year-old Homer wants to become the best telegram messenger in his town. After losing his father, Marcus goes to fight in World War II, leaving his brother Homer to take care of the family. Ithaca is a 2015 American drama film directed by Meg Ryan and written by Eric Gendrezen. A beautiful doctor and a wisecracking taxi driver help an American businessman who's trying to close the deal of a lifetime in Saudi Arabia. A Hologram for the King is a 2016 comedy drama film written, directed, and co-scored by Tom Tykwer. Captain Chesley, a commercial pilot, makes an emergency landing on the Hudson River after his plane gets hit by birds. However, an investigation into the matter might prove to be fatal to his career. Sully is a 2016 American biographical drama film directed by Clint Eastwood and written by Todd Komarnicki. California Typewriter launches us into the bittersweet moment when a beloved technology, the typewriter, faces extinction. Delivering a thought-provoking view on the changing dynamic between humans and machines, director and 3-time Grammy Award. California Typewriter is a 2016 American documentary film directed by Doug Nickel. After waking up with amnesia in a hospital, Robert Langdon teams up with Sienna Brooks, one of his doctors, to protect the world from the evil plan of a mad scientist. Inferno is a 2016 American action mystery thriller film directed by Ron Howard and written by David Koepp. May is ecstatic to be employed in the biggest tech company in the world. But after she gets involved in an experiment that could change the world, she realizes its adverse consequences. The Circle is a 2017 American techno-thriller film directed by James Ponsoldt with a screenplay by Ponsoldt and Dave Eggers. Publisher Catherine and her editor-in-chief Ben put their careers and freedom at risk to uncover a scandalous decades-long secret about the Vietnam War. The Post is a 2017 American historical political thriller film about the Washington Post and the publication of the Pentagon Papers. Toy Story 4 is a 2019 American computer-animated comedy drama film produced by Pixar Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures. Woody attempts to make Forky, a toy, suffering from existential crisis, realize his importance in the life of Bonnie, their owner. However, things become difficult when Gabby enters their lives. Sheriff Woody voiceover done by Tom Hanks. Lloyd Vogel, a cynical journalist, gets acquainted with a kind-hearted television presenter, Fred Rogers, while writing an article on him. With time, the two strike an unlikely friendship. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is a 2019 American biographical drama film directed by Marielle Heller and written by Micah Fitzsimmons-Blue and Noah Harpster. U.S. Navy Commander Ernest Krauss is assigned to lead an Allied convoy across the Atlantic during World War II. His convoy, however, is pursued by German U-boats. Although this is Cross's first wartime mission, he finds himself embroiled in what would come to be known as the longest, largest, and most complex naval battle in history, the Battle of the Atlantic. Greyhound is a 2020 American war film directed by Aaron Schneider and starring Tom Hanks, who also wrote the screenplay. Released from prison for bringing shame to his country, Kazakh funny man Borat risks life and limb when he returns to America with his 15-year-old daughter. Borat's subsequent movie film is a 2020 mockumentary black comedy film directed by Jason Walliner. 5 years after the end of the Civil War, Captain Jefferson Kyle Kit crosses paths with a 10-year-old girl taken by the Kiowa people. Forced to return to her aunt and uncle, Kit agrees to escort the child across the harsh and unforgiving plains of Texas. However, the long journey soon turns into a fight for survival as the traveling companions encounter danger at every turn, both human and natural. News of the World is a 2020 American Western film co-written and directed by Paul Greengrass. A robot that lives on a post-apocalyptic Earth which was built to protect the life of his dying creator's beloved dog, it learns about love, friendship, and the meaning of human life. Finch is a 2021 American post-apocalyptic survival film directed by Miguel Sapochnik and written by Craig Luck and Ivor Powell. From his rise to fame to his unprecedented superstardom, rock and roll icon Elvis Presley maintains a complicated relationship with his enigmatic manager, Colonel Tom Parker, over the course of 20 years. Central to Presley's journey and happiness is one of the most influential people in his life, Priscilla. Elvis is a 2022 biographical musical drama film directed by Baz Luhrmann, who co-wrote the screenplay with Sam Bromell, Craig Pierce, and Jeremy Donner. Please help us to grow this channel. You may accomplish this by giving this video likes, sharing, and comments. Additionally, remember to subscribe for more content like this.